Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you had a great weekend. So here we go. We only have two more topics in this section, section 11. And so we're almost done. We're almost done with the school year. So here we go. What we're going to do with this topic is similar shapes. And similar shapes has to deal with, in this case, with volume, surface area, and really it could be anything. We've done similar shapes before. And if you recall similar shapes, how do we know if something is similar and not congruent? Is that the congruent sides of two shapes that seem to be the same shape, right? Different sizes have to be proportional. They have to be proportional, or they have to have the same scale factor. Okay, if you remember that, if they have the same, I'm sorry, not this, yeah, the same scale factor, then in that case, the shapes will be similar. So in this case, notice that you have two boxes. There are two similar solids. Find the value of the missing dimension and support your answer. Okay, so in this case, if you see that they give you on the bigger box, you have 7.5 meters, and the side that is corresponding to that side is 5 on the smaller box. So what we want to do in this case is you want to find the scale factor. What will be the scale factor from one from the other? Okay. So to find the scale factor, remember we have to, in this case, divide. The bigger box, of course, is bigger. So in this case, the way I want to set it up, it would be, I would do 7.5. I want to see how much bigger it is from the other one. So you do 7.5 divided by 5. And this is just to find the scale factor. So if I do 7.5 divided by 5, this gives me 1.5. So what does this mean? This means that the bigger box is 1.5 times bigger. Okay, so it's bigger. Um, now that I have the scale factor, is pretty easy to find the missing side. So I know that H, for example, it's going to be 1.5 uh, bigger than 12, because that's the same corresponding side. So what I'm going to do in this case, I am going to take 12 times 1.5. So if you do 12 times 1.5, that will give you 12 times 1.5. Okay, what's going on here? 12 times 1.5 is equal to 18. So that means that H in this case is 18. Okay, this is being 1.5 times bigger. So here will be 18. All right. Now, just to double check again, if I take 18 and I divide that by 12, I get 1.5, which is the same scale factor, 1.5. So now, if I want to get B, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 6 and I'm going to multiply that by 1.5, which is my scale factor. So it's getting bigger. 6 times 1.5, that gives me 9. So B is equal to 9. Okay. Now, there's many other questions that they can ask you from here. From here, they can ask you what is the volume of, of the bigger box, or what is the surface area of the bigger box. So it all depends on what they ask. In this case, they were asking what is or are the missing sides. Well, that's I just figure it out. From there, you can find anything else. Okay. Now, the next problem you have, they tell you these are two similar packages. So they are telling you that they're similar. If the ratio of the areas, so they're talking about areas now, is 25 to 36, determine the height of the bigger package. So again, they are comparing. Remember, similar shapes, you always compare. You're comparing the smaller box with the bigger box, okay? So in this case, they're telling you that the smaller box, the ratio is 25 to 36. Now, what do you want to do in this case is they want you to find, first of all, the height, which is h, and the corresponding side for h is 10. So what you want to do in this case is you want to set up a proportion. So if I do 25, and I can do 25 over 36, I'm comparing those two, that will be equal to, notice I started with small. This represents the small, this represents the bigger one. So here I want to do the same thing. So I want to go with small on the top, and the smaller box is 10. So 10 will go here. And the bigger box will go on the bottom. In this case will be H. Okay. So again, here you're going to cross multiply. So if I do 36 times 10, that's 360. 360. And then if you multiply H times 25, that's 25H. So in this case, what you're going to do is you're going to divide by 25 to both sides, and that's going to give you what H is. So if I do 360 divided by 25, that gives me 14.4. Okay, 14.4. So that means that H is equal to 14.4. And that's it. So this would be 14.4. Okay. Um, and So that's it for that one, right? Now, in case if I want to find what will be the length, then that will be the same thing. You set up a proportion to find the length. If they ask you what is the width, you set up a proportion using this. Again, the ratio is 25 to 36. Okay. Um, if Well, that's just one way. If you find the scale factor of 25 and 36, you can also do the scale factor, and the scale factor in this case, it would be let me see, if I divide by 5 by 6, if you do the square root of 25, it will be 5. If you do the square root of 36, it will be 6. It will be 5 over 6. Okay, so you can also use 5 over 6 as scale, but no, you can keep it this way, the ratio, what I just did right now with proportions, and you go ahead from there. Okay, I'm going to take you to the IXL. Again, these IXLs are very, very easy to do. I'm going to take you back to 0, and you're going to see how easy this thing is. Okay, so they tell you that the two figures are similar and find the value of t. Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to find out what is the scale factor. Well, the bigger one, if I compare the sides, in this case, I have 5 and 3. So if I do 5 divided by 3, what is the scale factor? 5 divided by 3 is equal to 1.666667. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because if it's 1.66666667 repeating, then you don't want to round because you're not going to get the same answer. So what you want to do in this case is you want to compare, okay? So I'm going to set up a proportion in this case, okay? And this is when you have a repeating decimal. So if I do 5 over 3, notice I'm comparing this side with this side. Then I'm going to do bigger side, which is t over 3. Okay, so now notice if I multiply, cross multiply, that's 15. It's equal to 3t. And if I divide that by 3, that means t is equal to 5. So that means that t is 5. So I will go here, and boom, there it is. All right, so if I go to the next one, and let's see how this one is. What do they give you? They give you the side is 10, this side is 5. That means that if it's getting bigger, so it will be 10 divided by 5, which is equal to 2. So my scale factor is 2. So here there's no problem. All I got to do now, since this is getting 2 times bigger, all I got to do is multiply 4 times 2, which it will give me 8. So that means that the height, it's 8. Okay, there we go. Now here, notice again is the scale factor from 10 to 5 is 2, is getting 2 times bigger. So if I do 4 times 2, this will be 8 also. Okay, so V will be 8. And here, and again, let me skip a step. This is getting too easy. If I skip a step here, now they're giving you this side is 40, this side is G, this side is 38, this side is 76. So I can compare, I can go ahead and take 76 and 38 and see if that gives you a straight decimal. So 76 divided by 38, it gives me 2. So it's 2 times bigger. So if I do 40 times 2, I'm going to get G. So in this case, it should be 80. So let me see, put 80. And there it is, okay? Here, same thing. I'm going to skip and see where it takes me. All right, so let's see what we got here. So we have to give you the height. The height, this is getting bigger. This is smaller. So I'm going to do 208 to get the scale factor divided by 156. So if I do 208 divided by 156, I get 1.33333. So that repeating decimal. So again, when you get that, you don't want to do that. You want to set up a proportion. So I'm going to do 208 over 156, height with the height. And I started with the big one, so it's going to be Z over 195. Okay, 195. So then you're going to cross multiply. So you do 208 times 195. It's equal to 40560 and equal to 156Z. So I'm going to divide by 156, and I get 260. So that means that the missing side will be 260. And there it is. Okay. So you're going to take this to 100%. And let me see. Let me step it up and see if it gives you proportion. No, they do not. And no, do not give you proportions. So that'll be it. That'll be it. This is fairly simple. Take it to 100% and then that's it. Alrighty. Until the next video.